let's take this one apart. Let's see which one I want to do.
Hi everybody. Today I am going to harvest my ginger, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant some back. I've got multiple gingers growing in here as well as turmeric. So I want to get them both out of the tubs. Now the reason I'm doing it right now is we have a major it's actually a cold rainstorm coming in, and let me move this out of the way. And I want to make sure I get it out because it could rot. I'm going to come back to this one in a few minutes. So let's start with this one. This is ginger. So I want to get the whole thing out. It's starting, as you can see, it is already starting to turn brown, this one, but all the others have turned brown. So I'm just going to tip it in here and get it out that way. And then all the leaves, I have a tub, I keep all the leaves because I'm going to compost them. But look at this. Now see, this started to get a little soft. We've been very damp lately because I really don't water that much right now. So right now, this you can break off. This is all going to get composted. And all the ginger, I'm right now just going to dust it off. I'm not even going to wash it. I'm just going to dust all the dirt off of it. And when it dries, I'm going to get more of the dirt off. I don't want to wash it because I think nature puts a protective coating on a lot of these things. And I want to be able to have it store good. So I'm not using it right now. Okay, these are just sticks and stuff. This one didn't get all that big. We're going to get it all off. Let's see how quick I can do all this. Now, this one did not develop really long roots. Sometimes they do. It may not have been planted that long. But I'm going to get rid of all the green. These are roots. And I wash those and we eat those. Gary loves them. So the roots I will get off later. And then again, all the parts of the plant is going to just get composted. It goes in my compost and place bins. If it's too big, some of this stuff, when I'm starting a new bin, I put it on the bottom. Otherwise, I'd have to break it up a little bit. Just get all these leaves out. And this is turmeric in here. Now it's easy to tell the turmeric because see, the leaves are so big. Turmeric gets great big leaves. And then your ginger, which I've already showed you, has the little tiny leaves. See, the leaves are much smaller, they're skinnier. So if you're planting them both together and you're thinking, how am I going to tell which is which? That's how you tell. They both have different leaves, different plants. So I don't see anything else in here. Oh, look at the earthworm. The earthworms crawled up and came onto my table and went in here. So this is all good. We've got to save this. All right, so anyways, let's see. Let's see what's in this one. First, I want to get more of the leaves off. See the roots? You can see the roots that the ginger developed. Now see, this is very wet, and that is actually very bad for the winter. It will rot it. That's why we're getting them out now. This is turmeric. See how orange it is? That's turmeric. So I'm going to get it all out, dry it off, and just store it right now. And then I can plant some and, of course, eat some. Now this is all turmeric in here. But I figured I would share that with you since I had to get it out anyways. They're calling for a major rainstorm. And see how wet this is? It's too wet. Now, I could easily move the pot somewhere. If I didn't want to harvest them all, and I may not do every single one, then I will just put them in a drier place. Some of them are under the eaves. These are quite dry, so I can leave those. But with this, bring these in. Now, if we're going to use the turmeric, I can still wash it. So I can just wash that off and get all the mud off. Probably, oh, look at, it's full of earthworms. Hope you can see that, because I want to leave the earthworms where they belong, outside, not inside. I might hose some of these off that are really muddy, because this is just too muddy. But look at all the turmeric that grew out of one little piece. Look at that. It grew a whole big stalk here. Now, I don't know if Gary eats these roots, but I know he eats the ginger roots. But look at this. It was one little piece, and it grew all this. Actually, the little piece was right here, and then it grew all those little, like, fingers off of it. This looks like that's it. Oh, it's full of earthworms in here. Look at that. There's just more. The more I look, they're everywhere, and that's a wonderful thing. Oh, there's more. And I'm eating stevia. Okay, so we've got that. More leaves. Leaves are going to go into my bin. Let's see. Here's a small pot. Let's see what's in the small one. This is also turmeric. Our weather is changing, and we have been staying quite damp and cool. Whoa. Okay, being in such a small pot, that's something for me to share with you. Look how the roots left because the pot was really too small for the turmeric. So the roots came out, and I've got them on trays here, and it builds up a soil because just things falling in there, and they sent their roots out of the pot. This is how I do a lot of my growing anyways. Oh my goodness. This thing is full. Now what's interesting on ginger and turmeric, they actually like to be crowded. So you could put it in a small pot, as you can see, one or two little pieces, and look how much you'll end up getting. Just out of a couple little pieces. Look at this. Now there's something about some of these plants, they just like that idea of being crowded. And then they grow better. I mean, look how good this one grew, considering, isn't that something? It was in such a tiny pot. Look at the tiny pot it was in. Look at that, just a small, small pot. And then this one grew the best, it looks like. So I think before I tear too much off, I might have to hose some of these. I wasn't going to, but it's so muddy. Like I said, I haven't even watered. It's just that it's been so damp. We have rain off and on. The morning dew has been so thick that it looks like rain coming off the roof sometimes in the morning. But look at that. I just don't want to bring any worms in. But it doesn't matter. If I hose it out here, the earthworms will go back into the ground. But look at that. Look at all the little fingers on that. So that would be it. Now if I wanted to, I'm going to share this with you now, because I know a lot of you have said, you haven't shown us how to plant it. What I do a lot of times is I take some old brown leaves or green leaves, I stuff it on the bottom. Now the reason I do that is it will block the hole so the dirt won't come, the soil won't come out. And I can just stuff a whole bunch down there. It doesn't matter how many, just a whole bunch. Now, if I plant this now with you all, I'm going to have to bring this in the house because it's really too damp, or put it in a dry spot because I don't want it to rot. Now, if I was going to plant turmeric, I could take any one of these small rhizomes off, any one of them. If I was doing the ginger, I could do the same thing, but you know what? Let's do the turmeric, since the turmeric did so well in this pot. So right now, I would just simply, worms and all, start putting it back in. Doesn't matter that there's some roots that are no good. The earthworms and the microbes and the bacteria will get rid of all the roots that are in there. Now let's put in some turmeric in here. So what I look for is, let's take this one apart. Let's see which one I want to do. Doesn't really matter. Now you can, with turmeric and ginger, you can you can dig that up any time of the year. You're baking cookies and you don't have any ginger, run out here, dig it up, break off a piece, and then leave it. So you can use it anytime. That's really fresh ginger or turmeric. With this, see, I'm going to see if I can show you. Let me show you in here. See these little nodule things? That's where it's going to start to grow from. See the little, whoops, see the little, slippery, those little bumps? That's where it's going to send out new growth when the weather gets warm. It's too cold right now. So there's a lot of different ways I can do this with the turmeric. I could just take one little piece. I'll snap this off. See, this one's got, here. See all the little nodules there? That's where it's going to grow. I could take this one. Let me see if you can see this. I can just put that right like that. And you know what? Let's say I could take another one. Another small one. Let's break this off. That's how easy it is. This one's got roots. Let's take the roots off and let it start all over. See that? Now see that? Now the thing is, it is very damp right now, so I don't want to lose it. But I can put those two in there, just like that. Take some soil. Oh, I didn't even know there was another one in there. Let's see. I don't have anything that's kind of dry. So I'm going to have to put this in a dry spot and just sprinkle a little bit of soil over the top. Now, that's it. That's all you have to do. So if you go to the grocery store and if you pick up some ginger, please make sure it's not irradiated. That's all you need to do. And this is full of earthworms. That's all you need to do is take a few pieces, because you'll usually buy it in pieces anyways. You're not going to normally get a big clump like this. So you take a few pieces, pick them out that have those nice little nodules on it, because you'll know you'll get the leaf growth out of that. That's what's going to grow out of there, the leaves. And it will grow. So those small pieces are going to end up making one or two great big clumps like I just pulled out of here. Now again, the weather here is damp. I could easily, you know what? I'll put this in Gary's back room and just leave it there. I can put a little wood chips on top just to keep it dry, or just leave it the way it is. But that's all it takes to plant ginger or turmeric. What I did want to talk about, I guess I don't have to do them all, is this one. This was one of my latest ones that I picked up, and I actually got this at the grocery store. A lot of the turmeric and ginger at the grocery store is being irradiated. And what happens with a lot of those is if you plant it, you will either get a very small growth or you'll get no growth. A lot of times what happens with the radiated ones is they simply don't grow like this. Here's a piece, perfect. Had the nodule on it, which just fell off and everything. But this is rotten. This is going in my compost bin. The reason they're irradiating ginger and turmeric along with multiple fruits and vegetables, and I don't want to get into that, I already have on other videos, is it inhibits the growth, number one. It inhibits the enzymes and everything to break it down, and the shelf life is extended to almost, I don't want to say forever, but it could be months and months and months and months. The whole idea is to preserve the food, but then you're losing a lot of bacteria in it that's supposed to be there, and your enzymes that give you your vitamins and your nutrients, and that's what you're losing, your nutrients. If you can get one to grow, then they probably didn't irradiate it or didn't get in a position wherever they irradiated it, whether it's a truck or a container, wherever they did it. It may not have gotten that much and it might grow. But that was a perfect example. Here's another piece. This is starting to rot. I did buy this at the grocery store because I saw a growth on it and I was excited, and I don't know why I would buy it when I have so much, but it's kind of a habit. I bought it anyways. And this has been sitting all summer, and this is all it grew. As you can see, it's the same piece. The piece didn't even grow any roots. It didn't do anything. So the plant is trying to survive. It could end up making it. It might end up growing fine, you know, come spring and summer. And being a nature lover, I'll probably end up planting this just to see what happens. But you've got to make sure. Now, just because something's organic does not mean it's 100% not radiated. But these were bought. I don't know what happened to them. Let's take a look. This was the last batch. They looked like they were growing. None of them grew. They actually all rotted away. And what happened was, nope, they're gone. Isn't that amazing? Completely gone. That one piece I showed you was rotten, and it just, the earthworms just ate it away. If it would have been in the house, the ginger that I bought that was radiated, this particular piece, it would have sat on your shelf until it completely dried out. It's not going to rot, usually won't even mold, but what happens is it just dries out. And even if you get a little growth, it doesn't mean it's going to grow. This little guy is trying so hard, I'm probably going to put it in a pot. But that's the problem. That's why right now, if you want to get ginger, it's really good to go to a nursery and order it, or order it online, or maybe Baker Creek or one of the other nurseries. And if you order a few pieces, once you order it and you start growing it, you'll have it basically forever. You just take the pieces, put a few pieces back, and eat the rest. I tried it because I've heard that they are radiating them, but this one was growing, so I wanted to see what would happen. And this is what happened. A friend of mine, he bought some too, he told me, and the same thing happened with his. Started to grow and it just rotted once he put it in the pot. Because the pot, with all the earth and the microbes, they're still going to eat it. Even if it was radiated, they're going to eat it because it's going to rot. But sitting on a shelf without the microbes, just the air, basically what it does is it just dries out. So be careful. I'm not saying don't try it. I tried it. You know, a lot of my ginger and turmeric did come from the grocery store. It's a hit and miss with it. And so far I've had a lot of luck with it. This particular one didn't work out, and that was this whole container. And as you can see, there is nothing in this container. What is in this container is it's full of earthworms. So I can use this to put something else back, and maybe I'll plant some ginger in here, because just because it was irradiated, that's not poison. That just means that particular plant, think of it like a microwave. It's zapped, and all the enzymes, all the microbes, anything that was in there to cause it to either grow or to break down was killed. It doesn't mean there's anything bad with it, it's just you won't be able to grow it. But with this, I could put this back, just like I did with the turmeric. And then I can pick out, let's see, I did mostly turmeric here. Let's see what I've got here. It's got a little bit of nodules on it. I'd like to get a new fresh growth. Maybe let's see if we've got something else. What other ginger? Most of this is, here's ginger. Let's see what's in this one. Okay, maybe I can get over here for a minute. This is ginger, and my stick broke down. Look at that. The microbes broke my stick down. Taking out some of the pine needles that fell, not for any particular reason, that's just me. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, this ginger grew good. Wow, I can smell this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, what's growing all over here, by the way, this is stevia. And I've actually been growing the seed off my stevia. The birds have been eating the seeds, but I grabbed some. Look how much ginger, and look at all the roots on here. These roots, I did a video last year and I said I was going to try to grow them. The roots will not grow. I tried, but they did not grow. So what we do is I will wash this off, and the roots we will eat. Gary loves eating them, putting it either in, in tea, or grating it up, or in cookies, or anything. He just eats it. But boy, this one got big. Look at the roots on that. That means this ginger was doing really well. So, I could take something like this. Might use my same old ginger stick that broke down. Put it in there, and then put a couple pieces of the ginger right in the pot. see what else. And that's how I would plant it back. Now, when you break it, in a perfect world, if I wasn't doing a video, the best way to do it is when you break a piece off, you let it dry somewhere in a dry area so it kind of sears over the part you broke. But I'm not going to do that right now. But let's say I broke this off. You'd want that part to dry. So that would be the better way of doing it. But that's all you need for ginger. And I know this ginger is alive and well. I will, because I didn't dry it, both with the turmeric too, I will have to make sure this gets in a dry spot. And I think I'm going to put it inside the house right now. Gary's got a bedroom. He turned into a, I guess just like a little greenhouse where he grows his seeds and stuff. So I'll have the ginger in there and the turmeric. So these two I will put in the house, and then the rest I will decide how I want to plant. But look at that. So if you're growing ginger, don't throw the roots away. You can cook with them. It tastes like ginger, but it has such a mild flavor. So if you don't like it, let's say it's too strong for you, that's going to work out perfect. And with all the soil, of course, we want to use it again. If I want to add some extra nutrients to the soil, all I have to do is add in some collard leaves from the garden or whatever and just add some nutrients. But definitely you want to keep all the soil. This soil, the earthworms came in. I've got ginger on the bottom in here. The earthworms came in, and it's full of earthworms and everything you want in here. So I want to make sure I keep this soil. So I'm going to put this soil, see the pots I use? Just make a little hole. That's all I need. I'm going to put the soil back. Might put some leaves on the bottom. Get something for the earthworms to eat. You know what? Maybe I will get a collard leaf. Hold on. Back, and I brought some dinosaur kale leaves that were turning a little bit yellow and a collard leaf. Just put it on the bottom. It will help the critters that are in there to give them some more food to eat. And this will be all set up for the spring and summer when the weather gets warm. And then I can just keep planting some more ginger. This is my ginger table. It's worked out so well that I'm just going to use only this area right now for it. They're off the ground. They seem to be in an area they like. They get the proper amount of sun. They don't get the hot sun in the afternoon, especially on the hot days. I'm not saying it's bad, but my ginger's been happy that way. And that's all you have to do. I can put some more ginger in there. I can break off the roots, and I could use this whole piece. I can break it into pieces and just put it in there. But no matter what, I don't want to get rid of the soil. So I think I've answered the questions on how I grow it. Be careful on the store-bought ones, because the store-boughts, they're irradiating a lot of produce right now to keep it on the shelf longer. So you are losing vitamins as well as your enzymes. Try it. If you want to put the money out, if you see it's not doing anything, just eat it. It's not bad, but you're not going to get all the nutrients as you would if you grew it yourself. And you see something like that, that's just amazing. So I think I've answered your questions. Go ahead and ask your questions down below, and I'll try to go through them. But can you grow turmeric and, let's say, ginger in the same pot? Yeah, I've got it growing all through here. So that's not a problem. They grow the same way. And the thing is, in the winter, if you're in a cooler area, you don't want to keep it so wet because it could rot. None of these have rotted except for the one piece that came off of this in this pot, because they're irradiated, so they didn't have any growth to them. This particular one is the only one that grew. You know what? I'm going to stick it back in the pot. Why not? It's not hurting anything. It's not going to hurt anything, but I'll go ahead and I might put something else in there, another ginger, and then I'll get the rest harvested. I will store them in the house in a cool area, and I'm just going to dust them off when they dry. I just want to make sure there's no worms on them. So with that, I wanted to just share with you my harvest of ginger and turmeric. If you have any questions, just ask. But it's the easiest thing to grow. Just stick it in a flower pot and you'll have it growing. And then just take off the pieces, eat some, and plant some back. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody.